We're live. Hi, anybody who is watching this
I'm still waiting.
later. I'm finishing my dinner because we do not know how to time things well.
Skipping
I open Firelight to the Julian finishes her soup show.
All right. We are live. I can hear the audio on my side.
Good, good. And Julian checks on messages. That's the kind of show we have tonight. Julian eats dinner. Kelson's here, yay. Preparedness, I wish we don't know her. We totally knew we were going to do this stream like 2 weeks ago, and I was supposed to advertise it, and I didn't because I am a failure.
Well, on the plus side, we are still more prepared for this stream than we have been for most of our streams because we like thoroughly tested all of our connections, etc. beforehand.
Yeah, we even reset the router. Sorry about the involuntary mukbang stream, everyone. Mukbang, mukbang, whatever. Everybody pronounces it differently if we're online. I hear it all the different ways.
Also, and another note for preparedness, we have a notebook for me to write down people's unhinged ideas instead of having to scroll back through the chat all the time.
Hello, welcome. My daughter is in the chat. That's right. Proof I have a daughter. Nobody believes me when I tell them in my videos. They're like, you have a kid? I'm like, no, I have an adult.
A vicious, vicious adult.
That's true. She's my scary dog. Today's theme, by the way, everyone, is, yeah, we got it on paper. Oh, Snorri's here too. Today's theme is dragons, because I just finished the terrible, terrible dragon book. Hello, Jojo. I'm eating right now, sweetie. Thank you. Just finished the terrible dragon book, and then a whole separate dragon book that the review will be coming out for soon. So dragons are a theme. As soon as I finish eating my toast, or at least as much of my toast as I want.
Firelight, I'm still here for your unhinged ideas.
Yes, just because we start out with the theme of dragons does not mean that we will necessarily rigidly adhere to that theme, because around here, things tend to go off the rails. There's only usually like 10 people here, but boy, or less than that, 10 or less, but boy, do we get bonkers. All right, I need to buy more postcards, but I only have to do 6 today, so that's good. So you guys start thinking of your unhinged dragon-related things, and I'll draw the cute dragon that I had an idea for before this all began. And Adam is here, and he will keep an eye on the chat. Excuse me, and he is finishing his dinner as well. Oh, yeah.
We have our first dragon suggestion, which is a ninja dragon.
Hey, Adam.
Yes.
Could you go turn off the dog's classical music before I get copyright claimed?
No, it is too late.
You've already been copyright claimed?
Yes.
Yes, I play classical music for the dog. Listen, she is 15 and a half years old, and she is living her best old lady life right now. Sorry. Wow, nice one. Sorry, honey, we had to turn off your music.
The task is done.
She looks up at Adam like, why, Dad? Why? Why, Father? And I don't leave my toast alone. Get down. Get down, please. Thank you.
Oh, and we have an update on the ninja dragon. It is a dragon that is dressed as a ninja.
Okay. So, like, are we talking, like, just, like, dragon on all fours, also ninja garb. Like, is that the vibe?
I think that is the vibe.
Okay.
Firelight is also suggesting Nessie because she is a dragon. Oh, you're after my heart here, Firelight. I was definitely a Nessie nerd for like 2 or 3 years in grade school.
Too bad one of my other friends couldn't be at the stream, mostly because I messaged her way too late. She'd be like, "Hey, I'm starting to stream," and she's like, "Well, good, because I just left the house. Good job." But she loves cryptids, so two of you could chat in the chat about the cryptids while I draw dragons.
Now, I think we have enough other cryptic fans here.
Cryptids, Adam, not cryptic. Hope everybody's evening is going well. We have a fire in our fireplace. That's nice. I lit it, of course, because I'm the fire witch in this family. Adam was relied upon to light the fire. It would take forever.
I inspired the fire lighting.
Yes. Adam is just there to support my fire witch tendencies.
Staffy dragon and Dalmatian dragon.
I always love it when I go somewhere and there's a bonfire and there'll be a bunch of dudes standing around the bonfire trying to get it started with like gasoline and lighter fuel, and then they can't do it, and eventually they give up and get bored, and then I come over and I light it with just newspaper and some kindling and bonfire.
Witch with dragon companion. Julian starting a fire, but it's their spirit companion dragon that's actually doing it, starting it from behind them.
Is that your suggestion, Adam?
That's my suggestion, yes. Cantankerous dragon, but not sure what it would look like beyond cantankerous. We have a question. Going back, which character tropes that you would not put in your novels? Is there any that you would never put in your novel?
I really, really shy away from the sexual assault related ones. Not to say that I would never include it if the novel was right, but I definitely don't include it if the novel doesn't need one. And it turns out that most don't. But anything like generally any tropes that go along with like erotic sex scenes, I don't do because I don't write erotic sex scenes.
You would get a ghostwriter for those scenes that are required.
Yeah, but then I'd have to pay them, and I barely have enough money to pay myself.
We have the suggestions of a dragon roasting marshmallows for s'mores.
Nice cozy one.
That is a cozy dragon. All right. Sword swinging dragon.
I think I've asked this before, but what's everybody's favorite dragon book?
Let's see. I would have to go with The Eye of the World.
I feel like The Dragon Reborn maybe doesn't count, but I mean, he's called the dragon.
He didn't specify.
Besides,
here.
Adam, I'm surprised you didn't say your favorite of my books, which is a dragon book.
Child of Fire.
Yeah.
I want it to be smarmy. A tiny dragon chilling with a cup of coffee, or if it's a dragon visiting our house, tea. So how tiny is this tiny dragon? Is he tinier than the cup of tea / coffee?
Reminds me of a design that I did for Redbubble. It's still available on Redbubble with two little bitty dragons, and like one of them is like putting the sugar in the tea, and the other one's wrapped around the bottom.
I was thinking about that same one actually. Firelight has yet to find a favorite, but they did like Priory of the Orange Tree.
Adam read that one.
So all the more reason for you to publish Child of Fire so that we can give Firelight a favorite dragon book.
I should publish the Wyvern book at some point.
Yeah, that too, but they're not really dragons.
No, but they're basic. They're close enough.
Dang, you reminded me. I'm like in the middle of reading 4 of your books because you keep giving me a different book to read through.
You're reading through 2 of them. You've got.
I started Child of Fire, a reread, and I was partway through your Wyvern book. I can't remember if I finished it or not.
Yeah, that one. A couple of other alpha readers finished that one, so. And they didn't hate it, so that gives me hope. I just needed alpha readers to be like, this is atrocious, don't even bother continuing. And nobody said that, so.
We have a suggestion for a 3-headed dragon, and yes, Veg has confirmed that it's tiny enough to, for the dragon is tiny enough to steep in the tea.
Okay. All right, well, here's my first one. Let me sign it here. I wanted to draw for the holiday themes as a dragon covered in holiday lights. And he will look much cuter once he's colored. But I am very drawn to these like long boy ferret looking dragons, mostly because they have ferret bodies. And I love to draw like weird long ferret bodies. They just make me so happy. They shouldn't exist. All right.
Oh.
All right, Adam, hit me with all of the ones you've got so far, and I'll see if any of them like jump into my brain. Like, yes, I have to draw that.
We have a ninja dragon, i.e. a dragon dressed as a ninja. We have Nessie, a Scottish lake-bound dragon.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Staffy as a dragon and a Dalmatian as a dragon. We have a witch with their dragon companion.
Mm-hmm.
We have you lighting a fire, but it's really your transparent spirit dragon behind you that is starting it. A cantankerous old dragon curmudgeon. Dragon roasting s'mores, a sword swinging dragon, perhaps a swashbuckling sword swinging dragon.
So many ideas tonight. My goodness, everyone. You came prepared for something that I didn't tell you I was doing until like a few hours ago.
We have a tiny dragon with a cup of tea, so tiny that he can steep in the tea. Perhaps he is steeping the tea.
I feel like that might be the vibe. I think I might have to draw that one at some point. But I feel like I had an idea. The Nessie idea hit me, so I'm gonna draw a version of the Nessie thing. Also, I am doing my own interpretation of Nessie, so like I'm not even gonna look at other people's images for reference.
Suggestions that have come in since I recorded those. We have an academic studious dragon. A dragon looking up from their book, steaming from the nostrils because somebody interrupted them. So an angry dragon interrupted from angry book dragon.
Angry book dragon.
A microscopic dragon.
I wonder how I would get across that it was microscopic.
You can have it be like a split panel, and so you have a person looking through a microscope or just a giant microscope on one, and then you have like a glass slide on the other side of the split panel, and in the middle of it is the dragon in like amoeba slide.
I'll just draw it with a water bear.
Oh, next to a water, snuggling with a water bear.
I definitely have to look up pictures of water bears because.
Well, we've got someone in the chat who can help us out with that. Right, I wrote that one down. Dog from Phoenix as a dragon.
He was such a good boy. He was a big old coward, but it kept him alive.
Dragon dressed as a chicken, wearing an old World War I British helmet and holding a broadsword.
That is.
Kilbo Swaggins, thank you for that anachronistic and very precise suggestion.
Was a collection of words.
So it's a dragon in a chicken costume. So
Right,
that's
right.
That's pretty straightforward and relatable. But then he has a helmet on top of his chicken costume.
Yeah.
So you probably have like the beak and maybe a couple of those danglies sticking over his forehead out from under the helmet, and then he has the helmet. But it's a World War I British helmet. And then they're holding a broadsword.
Obviously. I mean, that's the most obvious thing. It's
he was conscripted into the army and
before he had a chance to even take off his chicken suit.
Indeed. And I mean, dragons don't go for modern weapons, so he had a broadsword.
Why doesn't he just use his fire breath?
Maybe he's looking for other Highlanders. Or, no, they're not called immortals. He's looking for other immortals.
Dragon breath considered a war crime during World War I, famously. And so he's not allowed to use it.
Oh. Okay, so there's a correction. The dog from Phoenix as a phoenix.
Oh, I see.
I've caught up with suggestions, and I'm going to catch up with chat. So Firelight gets my feelings with wanting you to publish more of your books. They want you to write Unicorn and the Orient Express.
Listen, I would love to publish more of my books. It just takes me an incredibly long time. I'm still going through the beta notes for Second Floor. Like, that's how long it friggin' takes me. And I'm doing that at work. Don't tell my boss. Because when I'm home, I'm either reading for clients or I'm working on my YouTube. So, Train's here. Hello, Train.
Oh, we can indeed hear the train through the stream audio.
Yay.
Okay, so yeah, the dog from Phoenix as a phoenix is Firelight's first unhinged non-dragon suggestion. Veg likes your festive dragon. They should exist, and they're very happy it does. Veg relates wholeheartedly to Angry Book Dragon, so perhaps, as does Callison, so perhaps that needs to be a thing. We have an upvote for a dragon snuggling with a water bear. I bet you can guess from who.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder who's responsible for that. What should the book dragon be reading? Should it be reading Fourth Wing? Okay, so Nessie is looking up at a winged dragon while enjoying her lock. All right, one of those kind of, everybody really wants everybody, 2 people really want the book dragon, so I'll see what I can do. Real quick, let's see if I can get in the chat. Do we want another?
I think we got 3 votes for the book dragon.
Okay, do we want another long boy dragon, like I like to draw, that are like ferret shaped, or do we want a more classically shaped dragon? I'll let give the chat a second to make their thoughts.
I will catch up with some other suggestions. We have a dragon train as a suggestion.
I can't draw trains to begin with, let alone combine them with dragons.
It's a dragon, but instead of legs, it's got wheels, and it's on a track, and it's got a cart behind it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, I see a couple suggestions for the long boy. So I think the long boy's gonna.
Snorri is cackling like a evil, mad lass at the moment, and they're very much enjoying this.
Good. Excellent. That's what we like to hear. The cackling.
Firelight suggests it should be a griffin reading Fourth Wing, wondering where the griffins are.
Or why are there griffins in this book? Really, that would be the first thing. Like, why have you even brought my people into this? We did nothing to you. All right. So it looks like Long Boy is the response. So Long Boy Dragon, disgruntled at being interrupted. Let's see if I can do it.
This will be the third postcard out of 6. We've got quite a number of suggestions.
Yeah, I usually don't get this
Firelight, we need to see the rest of your unhinged ones if they've got a chance. For the rest of you, if you've got a fan favorite from the ones that are already suggested, maybe repost it and we can get a couple extra votes and maybe push it forcibly into Julian's noggin. Veg is suggesting they should be reading Lame.
I think they are referring to Iron Flame, the second book in the Fourth Wing series, which people are calling Iron Lame.
Could be reading The Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire.
Depends on if this dragon's a dude or not.
All right. Number 2 and number 3, the Firelight's unhinged non-dragon suggestions are Valentine as an Arctic fox, but super chunky one that's fat for winter.
Chubby fox. Chubby fox. I had a beta reader be like, Valentine shouldn't be plump because like he's an adventurer and he wouldn't be plump. And I'm like, first of all, you can be plump and still athletic. And second of all, he sits around on his wagon most of the time.
Yeah, strawberries dragging his ass
around.
around.
It's not like he's walking everywhere. He's not even riding everywhere. He's sitting.
You could maybe argue that pre-made Valentine should not be plump, but that's it.
His cooking is only serviceable, but yeah.
And as part of that suggestion, that way he's still a fox, but Julian gets her wish of guy characters with different body types.
I desperately, oh my god. One of the reasons that Valentine is a little bit of a softer boy.
And number 3 from Firelight is Maeve as an iguanodon. So Julian gets her wish of a lady character who isn't tiny and delicate.
I've made Maeve tiny because I'm tiny, and also she was malnourished for a significant portion of her life. And I felt like that would probably mess with her a little bit. So like that's why she's so small. But like now everybody's like, all of the girlies are tiny, and I'm like, I didn't do that on purpose. My next girlie is going to be a huge, as tall as the men, and strong enough to bench press one of them in the next book.
All right. So I don't know how to present Kilbo Swaggins one, but we'll start off with what you'll find most intriguing, which is the character is an earthworm.
Okay.
They have a steampunk aesthetic, but they are also a professional wrestler.
Okay. I think that this person with these suggestions just has a greater faith in my ability to draw things than they really should.
Well, I mean, it's an earthworm with like a leotard or tight shorts and then like a dapper hat with a gear. Or he could have wrapped himself around another wrestler. So there's like a humanistic wrestler who's just like the face of being like crushed or gasping for breath, wrapped in
It's the earthworm. Babe, would you still love me if I was a worm who is also a pro wrestler with a steampunk aesthetic.
I mean, the steampunk aesthetic might be enough to redeem your worminess.
Hey, I'm not just sitting there being a worm. I am out there making a living for myself as a professional worm wrestler.
Veg actually inspired a tall main character that I started pantsing, thanks to you.
Damn straight. Now, anytime I base a character off of myself physically, it feels like I'm just following a trend. And I'm like, listen, just because I am teeny tiny does not mean everybody needs to be teeny tiny.
Firelight number 4 suggestion. Summer from the cellar as a pufferfish who refuses to ever puff because she has no weapons and no possible way to defend herself.
She's just, oh, the poor girl. She's just, how is she ever to survive? And what's happening? Is that man bad? There's really no way to know. Oh my God, Summer. Bless her heart. She was definitely a character.
Zaire chimes in that they hate that book,
It's
though Firelight claims that the cellar read-along was the best.
it's one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites. It's just so goofy. That book, it's just so goofy.
Firelight says it's her comfort read-along.
It's mine a little bit too. Sometimes I put on my read-alongs in the background, and I'll just be like, I need something.
I'm coming back now, and I ignored this so I could time it so we could hit it hard and maybe get success. Is that Earthworm works hard for the money. He's the constricting worm.
You don't know the gender of that worm. Could be a girl worm. You said he's the constricting worm.
Well, that's how the worm would be announced. I don't know the sexes of worms. They might be. I have the feeling that they have both male and female sex parts. Well, I suppose it depends on the worm species.
Somebody who knows about earthworms will chime in the chat.
Firelight's final unhinged suggestion is Squidward the manatee.
How do you get that? How do you get a manatee that is Squidward? Other than expecting me to draw Squidward's face, which I certainly cannot do.
You could draw a manatee who's wearing a shirt or carrying a banner that says, I'm Squidward.
It's just a manatee that claims that it's Squidward.
Or my name is Squidward. All right, let's see.
All right, let me sign it. Here is the dragon who has been interrupted in their reading. I can get it to focus. Maybe if I hide behind it better.
It's coming in better.
There she is. She pissed.
And yes, I have indeed confirmed that each worm has both male and female sex organs.
Well, there you go. I should use they, them pronouns for the worm then. All right, let me go find out what a water bear looks like. I'm going away from the chat, everyone, so you only have Adam now.
Veg responds, manatee word. And they were like, yes, handsome Squidward's face, but on a manatee. Firelight suggests that the manatee word could have a Krusty Krab hat and his pin about how he hates his life.
This is probably going to get me canceled, but I don't like SpongeBob.
Now. Can you really say that? I don't think you really watched SpongeBob.
I mean, I used to see SpongeBob when I used to babysit for this kid. And like she'd always have SpongeBob on, and I was like, no, do not find this funny. And then I would convince her most of the time to go watch Invader Zim instead, which I know, I'm so edgy. But like, it was funnier than SpongeBob. I just don't get SpongeBob. I'm sorry to everyone for whom it is like the best comfort show, but not me.
Callison says fair. It is a hit or miss.
I've never met anybody who also did not like SpongeBob.
And Veg mentions it's annoying trying to watch it once you're paying bills and stuff.
Yeah. Like, I didn't watch it when I was the right age because I think it was on cable and we never had cable. So I'd only see it when I was over babysitting. And by then I was like a little bit old for SpongeBob, and I was like, this is really kind of terrible.
So KJ Amadon agrees with you. They were never a SpongeBob fan. And Firelight, though they might be a SpongeBob apologetic, does agree there is much bad SpongeBob. First season's okay, 2 and 3 are perfect, and the rest is mostly not.
Perfect day.
Though Veg mentions the campfire song is fire, though.
Take your word for it. I'm trying to draw a water bear, and it kind of looks like a water bear. Like, this is my first time ever drawing a water bear, so it also just kind of looks like not that.
Just draw a bunch of tires on top of each
That's
other.
kind of what I'm doing with little arms sticking out, but its face looks like an anus, and I don't know how to fix that.
That's give it teeth. Give it little wiggly teeth.
Yeah. And I haven't even added the dragon yet. I just wanted to start with the water bear and then go from there with the dragon.
All right, catching up with some of the older chat.
Now it just looks like an anus with teeth.
We have another suggestion.
Thank God.
A parrot that is a pirate and has a tiny pirate human on its shoulder like a parrot. So inverse parrot pirate.
All right, that is a very silly one. Definitely a silly one.
Thank Kilbo Swaggins for it.
Oh, that's one of their tamer ones.
Kilbo also thinks your book dragon is awesome, as does Zaire and Veg. Veg is like, yeah, that's amazing.
Everybody fight over the book dragon. I think Zaire might be one of the only ones in the running to get the book dragon because they are on the schedule for this month.
Ah.
Yeah.
That interesting noise that came through much louder than I expected was me almost toppling my plate over and losing my garlic bread, but saving it, and instead having the garlic bread do a flip and landing on the plate, and then the plate staying on the edge of the table.
Everyone clap for Adam for his very heroic whatever the heck that just was.
Need to save the garlic bread.
I mean, that's perfectly reasonable. All right, the water bear looks like it was drawn.
Zaire does high-key hope they get the book dragon.
Water bear definitely looks like it was drawn by Dr. Seuss.
Mostly caught up with chat now. Firelight mentions, I was just watching the Band Geeks episode while waiting for this. So quite literally watching SpongeBob waiting for this stream.
All my
KJ
childhood
Amadon.
shows are from PBS.
KJ Amadon was never allowed to watch TV as a kid, so most popular shows don't hit with me at all now that I'm older and bitter.
Were your parents like super religious, or were they just like, no, TV rots your brain, or like what was up with that? Like, we just didn't have cable, so we just watched a lot of PBS and like other local programming. And that's why I think the best kid show of all time is Arthur. Listen, that show is, especially like earlier Arthur, it's solid. It is a solid show.
He's a rather cute aardvark.
And the jokes are funny. There's a reason that so many of them are memes now. Also, Buster is gay, and you cannot convince me otherwise.
Ah, Firelight has the suggestion of an ace dragon with garlic bread.
Mmm. We had poor man's garlic bread to go with our soup tonight. Any of my fellow poors out there know what that is?
So, KJ was very much, their parents were very much a media is out of control and we want 100% control over the media you take in. So you can only watch things we've already seen and only when we're in the room.
Wow.
So, not religious, just weird, KJ says.
That's just as bad, really. No, my dad was like a bit of a cinema buff. I'd say was, he still is. And so like we watched a lot of movies that were not age appropriate.
Das Boot!
Yeah, we watched Das Boot. I saw Saving Private Ryan when it came out as a child. I saw that. A lot of westerns, very familiar with the work of Clint Eastwood as a child.
So Kilbo Swaggins is being a suggestion tease now and has deleted their most recent suggestion.
Maybe they have like a bigger, better one. That one was too weak.
Trying to think about my TV watching experience.
You were a little old for SpongeBob because you guys had cable, right?
No, we didn't have cable, but I
No?
was a little old for SpongeBob. Some of my classmates watched SpongeBob. I spent most of my time reading books and or playing video games, but I did watch like Star Trek and X-Files and other like sci-fi stuff with my parents.
I never got into X-Files. Like we'd have it on, it'd be on, but I never like watched it. Like I got bored with X-Files really easily, and maybe I just never saw any of the right episodes. But when I was younger, I was just like, nah, I'd rather be watching Buffy.
I mean, that's not necessarily well written, at least not consistently well written.
And it never seemed like Scully was having a good time.
She wasn't. She's basically like you in our relationship, except Fox has no reason to actually listen to her and be restrained back. He just keeps running off like on his own, like a golden retriever.
He's like, my God. I chase him down again. All right, here is the water bear and the dragon. They're hanging out together. They're vibing. I got the water bear's face to not quite look so much like a butt. But his little legs, I don't know. He kind of looks like the caterpillar from Alice in Wonderland a little bit. But all right. So that is that 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I have two more. Two more to go.
All right.
Have any of the suggestions been like more popular?
No one has been heralding a previous suggestion, but I will go through the list. A dragon, just dressed as a ninja. Staffy as a dragon. Dalmatian dragon. Witch with a dragon companion.
I do have a Staffy dragon. I think it's on my Redbubble. If anybody wants that design on anything, I think I put that on a Redbubble. I can't remember. I did like a spaniel and a Staffy and like a dachshund, I think.
I have a cantankerous dragon. Dragon roasting s'mores. A sword swinging dragon. A tiny dragon with a cup of tea.
Oh, why don't we do the tea dragon? I've already done a tea dragon in the past, so I might as well do another one.
They are a fan favorite, the tiny dragons.
My cup will not be even because I cannot draw things that are man-made.
So returning to the TV conversation,
Mhm.
Abaddon says, once they were in high school and had free range over their internet usage, they dove deep into the weird shit.
The
So
weird
I've
shit.
made up for lost time, probably in the worst way possible. I'm imagining the scene from Dr. Horrible's
That's exactly
sing-along
what I
vlog.
imagined too. My brain immediately went, we do the weird stuff.
Amadon was never allowed to play video games either, so watching them trying to learn how to play video games in their 30s is very entertaining for their video gamer friends.
I bet.
Do you have perhaps a Twitch stream, Amadon, where people can coach you through gaming and laugh at your struggles?
Coach you through gaming, very kind and gentle. Laugh at your struggles. Like, got a little both going on there. I have a friend who only just started playing their first ever farming sim, which is, of course, Stardew Valley. And they're just like, there's so many things that I've been playing farming sims my entire life. My first one was Harvest Moon 64. And so, like, there's so many things that are the same in every farming sim that you just know. Like, you put your crops in the box when they're grown, and you want to grow this and talk to the villagers at this rate and manage your day roughly like this. And she's like figuring all of that out from scratch. It's so weird to have somebody who's never played a farming game. And I'm so used to the rhythms of farming games that even if I start out a new farming game, I'm usually doing really well. By the end of year one, I'm like way further than I'm probably supposed to be because I just know how farming games go.
KJ does not have a Twitch stream where people can help coach them through their gaming experience. They are too much of a hermit and recluse for that.
Oh, but you can be a hermit and Twitch stream at the same time. In fact, most people who Twitch stream are.
We do have an upvote from the chat for Summer as a puffer fish.
I don't know what would make her Summer. Like, puffer fish, sure. But what makes her Summer?
The fact that she isn't puffing. So there's a shark or some other predator and like 8 other puffer fishes.
I could give her a thought bubble that's like, is that shark dangerous?
and maybe like,
what could it want? She's like halfway in its mouth. It's like, is this shark trying to eat me?
And you've got a couple other puffer fish that have already spined up, but she's just like,
like, what could be happening? I'm spending a lot of time drawing a teacup badly, and I haven't even gotten to the dragon yet.
Amadon says they were so dumb about video games. When they first got Stardew Valley, they didn't even know that WASD was and how you walk around the map.
Oh, WASD. I just use a controller. I'm a filthy console girly, so when I play games on PC, I still use a controller. And I'm not ashamed of it. I hate using mouse and keyboard.
I rotate through. I do too much gaming. If I did only console controllers, my hands would get pained one way. If I did only PC gaming, my hand and shoulder would get pained another way. That also is partially my job's fault. Computering all day long.
Yep.
Firelight mentions, I'm not sure if these were like things you would draw in, but that Summer hates video games and makeup and likes gingerbread men and chocolate.
Oh yeah, that's right, because her boyfriend went to like buy a bunch of things to like lure her out of hiding as though she was a raccoon that he had lost. He was like, oh no, my girlfriend is missing. I'm gonna go buy some chocolate. And I put it in the yard. Is it like when your cat goes missing and you put their food bowl in their litter box outside so they can smell their way back?
I would have assumed it was for his own feelings.
No, it was for Summer. Don't know what his plan was. We never found out.
Kilbo Swaggins erroneously agrees with you that controllers are the best. Abaddon clarifies a little bit of their hermitness as the level of please do not perceive my existence. And in fact, that these chats apparently are actually very out of character for them. You are the introvert hermit whisperer,
I'm the
Julian.
introvert whisperer. I'm an introvert myself, but I'm an introvert who likes people, which is potentially worse than just being a regular garden variety introvert. Because I like people and I want to hang around with them, but they are exhausting.
Is this our last one, or do we have one more, Julian?
I believe we have one more after this.
All right. So I think Julian is getting near completion of the tiny teacup loving dragon.
Yeah,
So
I'm drawing the dragon now that I spent like a considerable amount of time badly drawing a teacup.
So we need some suggestions from the chat. We have quite a few that have come in already. So if you each want to pick two of your favorite from the list, including Dragon Ninja, Stuffy Dragon, Dalmatian Dragon, Witch with a Dragon, Cantankerous Dragon, Dragon Roasting S'mores, Sword Swinging, Three-Headed Dragon, Academic Dragon, we did Microscope Dragon, Dragon in a chicken costume with a World War I British helmet holding a broadsword, Dragon as a train. Non-dragon things are the Earthworm, Wrestler, Steampunk Wrestler, Inverse Parrot Pirate, Ace Dragon with garlic bread, Dog from Phoenix as a phoenix, Valentine as a chubby fox ready for winter, Maze as a iguanodon, and Squidward the manatee. So if you all want to pick, throw out one or two of your favorite from there, if you've got a new imagination that you think might trump any of these.
None of those are really speaking to me, so if anybody thinks of anything else.
Well, good job. All right, so we've got an extra upvote for the witch with her dragon familiar and the World War I word salad chicken dragon.
I'm probably not drawing that. Sorry to disappoint everyone. You lost me with the dragon in a chicken suit. You lost me right away.
We do have extra encouragement for summer pufferfish or iguanodon May. The earthworm. It's getting some more votes, as is with a witch with her familiar. Kiwi bird with Halloween dragon wings strapped onto its back as a new original suggestion.
Bring back the kiwis. Bring back the kiwis.
And now we've got a lovely advertisement on my side, at least.
Oh, yeah, YouTube. I do want to take a little bit of YouTube's sweet dollar dues.
Indeed.
All right, let me know when your ad is over so I can then...
We are good.
Yeah. Okay, show off the dragon in the tea. He's enjoying himself.
It is a cute little teacup.
Yep.
Almost nearly a Prussian rose pattern.
I just kind of slapped a pattern on there at the end. All right, I can't wait until everybody reads. Can't even remember the name of my own goddamn book. What did I write? Adventure Mage 2, whatever that one's going to be called. Electric Boogaloo. I have no idea what to call the second one. I know what I'm going to call the third one. I have no idea what to call the second one. But anyway, there's a character in it called Nancy, and every time I see a teacup, I'm reminded of her. And I love Nancy. She's like one of my favorite characters.
Second Wind subscribes the policy that additional games should just be the name of the original game and a number after it, so it's easy for people to understand.
Yes, and I might do that. I would be tempted to do that if I didn't have the perfect title for book 3. It's called Dragons of the New World. Isn't that an amazing name for something?
It is a pretty iconic name. But wouldn't it be even more iconic if the first book is just Adventurer Mage, and the second book is Adventurer Mage 2,
and then the third one is
Adventurer Mage Dragons of the New World.
The second one, man.
So, anyways,
All right,
as
I gotta draw
people get
one more.
suggestions for Adventure Mages 2 title, let us
Yeah, I
know.
gotta draw one more dragon. I think. Let me count just to make sure. 3, 4, 5. Yes. All right, I have 5. I need one more.
Firelight is eagerly awaiting to beta read Adventure Mage 2, and then they can give you suggestions.
If I ever finish with stuff from second floor, then I will move on to editing Adventure Mage 2 so that I can finally go out to beta readers because it needs to be edited by me first. Y'all don't want it right now. Trust me. You think it's bad by the time you guys get it. You have not seen what one of my first drafts looks like, but it is.
I mean, I have.
Adam has, and he knows. He knows.
Okay. All right. So our nominations, we have a lot of nominations for the dragon in the chicken suit with a World War I helmet and a broadsword.
I'm not drawing that.
We also have a lot of nominations for the earthworm wrestler, steampunk themed wrestler.
Really not feeling that one either.
We got a couple, not as many votes, but a couple for Witch with her familiar. Summer as a pufferfish came up. We did have the original kiwi bird with the Halloween dragon wings on their back.
I'm waiting. Now that we talked about like how to make summer summery, maybe I will look up what the pufferfish that is not puffed looks like. All right, lots of puffed up pufferfish. Where's a not puffed one? I need a not puffy boy. There's one. Oh, they're so cute when they're not puffed. Just big old eyeballs. Look at you. Look at you. All right, I think I have my final one, so now we can turn the conversation to whatever the heck we want to talk about.
Did I miss anything in the chat from before? So KJ's preference is people watching from a distance. So she's one of those creepers that stares through the blinds with her binoculars out at the people walking down the street and in the park. You know. I don't mean to give you too hard of a time, KJ. I'm sorry.
I don't even know KJ's gender. Way to assume. Unless KJ has revealed their pronouns in the chat and I didn't see it.
I don't know if they have. I thought they had, but I could be wrong. We did get a lot of love for the tea dragon.
I do have a very cute tea dragon design on my Redbubble, if anyone is interested. I don't make a lot of sales on my Redbubble, but it exists. The only thing I ever sell there, I have one design, which is a bunch of rats. It's called Rat Party, and it's just a bunch of rats in fun poses. And somebody buys the sticker version of that because then it's like just a bunch of little bitty rat stickers. And like that is, I think it might be a teacher or something who just keeps buying it because I sell like one a month or so.
Firelight buys your designs as masks.
Ooh. I haven't been on Redbubble in such a long time because I just have not been able to draw except for this.
Abaddon tells me, no, that's accurate. I'm the creeper, and you did not misgender me. All is well.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. You're a creeper.
I meant the misgendering, but sure.
KJ's goal, which I think is aspirational, and we can all agree, in life is to be the village witch the neighborhood kids make up stories about.
I think that's all of our goals at this point. I think all of us are just trying to be the village witch. Judging by how many people want that just online that I see daily, I think it's going to be a lot of witches when we get old.
Firelight also has the Bobcat as a zipper hoodie and the Halloween cat t-shirt.
Oh, you might be He might own, like, aside from that one person who buys those stickers every month, he might own the most Julian merch that exists. He might own more of my merch than I do.
Callison also agrees, Bogwitch for the win.
We all just, at this point, we all know that we're not going to be able to afford to retire, so we just have to figure out how to become witches.
I remember. I don't quite remember who. Somebody mentioned, maybe it was Firelight, reading, they'd only Priory of the Orange Tree recently, which I have read and I relatively enjoyed, but I feel like at some point the author just got tired of writing it and like speed rushed the end of it. And it was like all this world building, all this slow burn, incremental progress, and then bang, 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 all this stuff happened from all over the place. Oh, I finally figured out what that noise is. My chair makes that.
Yes, that is your chair.
I can't make it on command though. Drats.
I've got the pufferfish. I just can't draw a shark very clear, apparently.
Could you
I had a
draw
better
an
eraser
octopus
over
or a squid going
All
for
right,
it?
Adam, I have an eraser on my pencil box behind me. Do you think you could go grab it? It's on the bar. You okay?
Yes, I totally did not knock over the lamp on my way to heroically find the eraser. Is this the eraser?
No, that is not the eraser.
Not an eraser?
That is a pen.
Oh.
It's in my pencil box.
Yeah, there's lots of traps along here around this.
Our house is very cluttered right now.
All right. I found the eraser heroically.
Thank you. I have to keep the eraser put away up where Maureen can't get it because she has all my other erasers and they're somewhere and I don't know where. All right, I'm going to give one more attempt at drawing a shark and then give up and draw something else.
So Firelight feels the Priory of the Orange Tree was a marathon. It was a big book, but they did feel that the pacing was good. I have not read the prequel. I have also not read the prequel.
No, okay. Apparently, I cannot draw sharks. I drew one time a cute megalodon, and I have lost the ability to draw sharks. So.
Firelight was just saying the megalodon you drew for Halloween was so cute.
I know, and apparently that was the only shark I'll ever be able to draw because I cannot. I'm trying to draw one now, and it is not working.
We have a suggestion for your next theme, for your next stream. Each of the ferrets with their favorite thing to steal.
Oh gosh, what would we choose for Maureen?
Toes.
Swords, I was thinking.
Or sword.
But like she likes to stash a lot of different things, like erasers, shoes. She was dragging Adam's shoes across the kitchen this morning.
Tandy likes to attack blankets and towels and things like that.
Tandy's not much of a stasher, but Jadzia loves like plastic bags, bubble wrap, any of those like crinkly, crunchy things. And every morning I put them back in a cardboard box for her, and then she finds them and puts them under the couch again. She was so cute. She was like arranging them this morning when she was out.
Kind of think Lan, we'd have to ponder for a bit.
Lan, he sometimes he helps Jedzia with her.
I did see him trying to drag some bubble wrap this morning, and he was like half standing on it. So like his front end would drag it forward, and his back end would move a little bit, and then he'd like shift, and then he'd do it again. I think get me a better chair for over here. I've never noticed how much noise it makes and how audible it is on the street.
That chair is pretty dead.
All right. We've been going exactly an hour.
Oh,
Can you
gosh.
finish that before the minute ticks over?
No. I started drawing a whole other animal. I gave up on the shark.
I am running out of things to chat about. I could make the chat attempt to guess what we did right before the stream, except 3 of them already know. This would be more KJ or Firelight, or am I the other one watching? How do I see who's watching? Participants.
Yeah. Oh, my pencil.
Zaire is in favor of the ferrets themed stream and their favorite things to steal.
Would anybody come to that stream though? Without me taking like everybody's suggestions?
Well, I mean, that is a powerful and impactful thing. I don't know if that's the reason people come. KJ would come. They're just here for the chill vibes.
Can anybody hear the fire crackling in the background? I don't know if you can hear it from.
I don't think so.
It is kind of far away from where we are sitting.
All right. So if you're paying very close attention, when I said I don't think so before, the fire was like, yes, you can, and cracked once. So that crack noise was the fire. Kilbo Swaggin says the chats are fire too.
I'm almost done, everyone. Just adding more details.
Ooh, Zaire has a stellar suggestion. We show off each of the ferrets with a cameo as they're being sketched.
And then we challenge everyone to tell the difference between Tendi, Chai, and Jadzia.
Torn trying to be super quiet and time when I can in person hear the fire crackle and seeing if it's coming through the speakers at all.
All right, here we are. Oops, last one. We have Summer as a proper fish who will not puff up. Summer asks, "Oh my, what could it want? Is it trying to eat me?"
It is a fun pelican.
All right, so we'll go back through. First, we have, we got out of order, but anyway, we have Nessie and her flying dragon friend. We have a dragon and a water bear. A dragon reading a book and being disgruntled at being interrupted.
But what book is he reading?
He's reading Meditation for Dummies.
I
I just decided because he's going to lose his temper. Or she. We have dragon covered in holiday lights. Dragon in a teacup. And finally, Summer as a pufferfish who will not puff up because she's too stupid to realize that that could save her life.
So you might be able to catch up to the chat pretty quick here, but Firelight's favorites are Nessie and Puffer Summer.
Oh, Summer. Oh, Summer. I really need to buy more postcards. Look at this. Now I need to find time to ink and color these. Like, I am trying really hard to stay on top of, like, I'm doing back-to-back read-alongs, like, back-to-back. Like, basically, I bought Night Bane when it came out and have been reading it since, or trying to keep up with it since, because, like, I hope that I can have the first episode on Friday. I'm not 100% certain. I want to have the first chapter up for patrons possibly tomorrow. Like, I want to work on it tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have it up tomorrow. We'll see. But hopefully this week, before it goes up on Friday, patrons will get the first chapter. And I'd love to have it to you guys sooner, but this weekend was busy and didn't have very much time to edit things. So, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to interrupt Julian's stream to complain to you all. You made me look up worm genders, and as Julian was ranting, I was going to distract myself by looking on my phone, and I noticed like the rest of its auto search fill-ins that you now have on my search history, which is watch earthworm sex. And there's like a video for it. And ever wonder about worm sex?
Well, now I know what everybody's doing after this chat is over. Everybody's gonna go watch worm sex, I bet. And everybody in this chat is like, I do wonder about worm sex. I do need to know how worms do it. That's important.
Any of you who come to our next stream, we probably do not have enough ferrets for the number of postcards. If there is any idea from this stream that you want to see, such as the worm sex postcard, feel free to bring your suggestions to the next stream.
I'm not drawing worm sex. I'm not drawing it. I flatly refuse. Firelight's got those ideas just like saved up. Someday, if we ever met in person, they will plop down like an encyclopedia's worth of unhinged ideas.
So what is that Stephen King self-insert where he gets abducted and kidnapped?
Oh, Misery?
Misery?
Yeah.
So if you ever become super famous, your misery will be KJ, will be a
Firelight capturing you and forcing you to draw the postcards.
I go off the road and Firelight kidnaps me and makes me draw postcards. And if they're not right, break my legs.
Ooh, like Dafoe Koala Green Goblin.
See, I love Willem Dafoe, as well we know here, but I don't know that I could draw him, and I definitely don't know that I could draw him as a koala. Like, I think that's a skill issue on my part. I don't know if I could get that.
Firelight corrects the Misery. The correct version would be you would have to listen to all of their story ideas.
We could do both. They could plop down the list of unhinged things I have to draw, and then as I drew, they could make me listen to all their story ideas.
Summer has joined, and they're like, I feel this is the weirdest time to come to the chat.
This is, especially when you're named Summer.
Well, I think there was a weirder time to come to the chat as Summer, which is when we're making fun of the summer pufferfish.
Oh yeah, here she is. Hello, Summer. Welcome. If you ever get kidnapped, I have a sneaky suspicion that you will do better than Summer from The Cellar, who was just, wow. Bless her heart. That's all I can say. Bless her heart. I'm trying to see what you're, was that a squid? I don't know. So yes, I had a friend, an online friend that I was talking to, and you know, you share reels and stuff back and forth with your friends because that's how we communicate now. And I shared, or one of us shared the one that was like, what's the thing that you could like talk about uninterrupted for hours? And I was like, you know, don't get me started talking about my books. And then they were like, I have no plans to. And I was like, fair. That's safer, probably. You're happier in the long run. Because otherwise it's gonna be, you're gonna be here for a while. All right. Well, is there anything else anybody wants to chat about? Otherwise, I probably just go back and get to work friggin' editing the first section of Nightbane until my brain melts. That book is legitimately melting my brain. I think it is actively making me dumber. So
Back to the YouTube.
look forward to that. Yeah, back to the YouTube minds. Read-alongs are very intensive. So
Thank you all for joining us tonight.
gonna need a break after Nightbane. I wonder when Jenna's book is coming out.
So is this the one you're working on now more like Cellar or Light Lark?
It's more like Light Lark, but it's worse. This author got worse in her second book, and you don't want to see. You really always hope that they get better, as they go. But she has backslid, so that's yep. Oh goodness, yeah, it's bad. Ads are gonna run pretty soon, according to my thing. Dying over here for Savior's Army. Yeah, I don't know how long Savior's Army is out there in the world. I don't know how long we have to wait. I assume she's still writing it. I don't know. I don't pay attention to her channel because all she does is streams, and I don't watch her streams, so I have no idea what's going on. Yeah, I do often get discouraged with how bad those books get, and it's only my determination to finish things because I am a finisher that keeps me going, because I would DNF those books so readily if I was able. Oh my God. About halfway through Fourth Wing, I was ready to burn it or throw it out the window into the snow. So yeah, Jenna has had some personal stuff come up. So like, I know that's why she's been doing streams more versus videos, and that's fine. That's totally her business. But I am curious how her book is coming along there. And especially since she's like usually so very good at advertising and keeping people in the loop, and like I've basically heard nothing. I'm sure if you watch her streams, she talks about it, but I don't really watch anybody's stream, so it's not just her. But I do want to read The Savior's Army because it's been a long time since I read a Jenna book, and like having read so many other truly terrible books in between, will I think it's as bad as I used to, or am I going to be like, never mind, this is Shakespeare compared to Light Lark and Fourth Wing? All right. Looks like we're slowing down, chat, so I'm going to be signing out. And then I will see all of you guys, and my patrons maybe will get to see me this week in the first chapter of Nightbane. Exciting. And the rest of you will just have to wait until it comes out. Ha. Oh, Adam's coming over here. Oh, you want to do the like official goodbye?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Are you ready then?
Always ready.
3, 2, 1, bye. And then I have to stop the stream. It doesn't quite work as well.
I know.
Yeah.